Himiway life, take one. So Mark, have you ever owned an electric bike before?
No, I have not. Just the old traditional kind that solely relies on pedal power, I guess. Not a whole lot. I assume it's just a bike with a big battery on it that helps you move faster. Well, if I had to guess, it'd probably make my life a lot easier when it comes to riding. Move around quicker, not get tired so quickly. Kind of help me get those uphill battles and all that stuff.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Today is the day I finally get to take out the Himiway Cruiser for my first electric bike ride, and I'm super excited for it. I'm very curious to see how this thing will ride in comparison to the normal bikes I'm used to riding, but the trails looked great, the weather's very nice, so I thought, why not take it out for a spin finally? Okay, so I just pulled over because I just wanted to say I've officially ridden my first 2 miles on an electric bike. You can see that right there. And I will say it has been exhilarating. It is so much fun. Just the way this thing kicks off and you can just cruise. Like, to go this speed at this consistency on a regular bike, I'd have to be pedaling real fast and hard, but on this thing, I can just glide. And it is just taking like biking to a whole new level. It is so much fun. All right, so I found a good resting point and I'm about to set up my hammock right there. As I sit here enjoying this beautiful lake view, one of the first big things I've noticed about riding this Himiway versus like a regular bike is just how much more energy I have now. Like usually at this point in my ride when I stop here, I'm really like pretty tired at this point and like it takes me a while to like get back and head home, but I feel pretty good. And I think I've been holding the assist at like 2 or 3, but just that really helps me conserve my energy compared to just pedaling the whole time. I'm so at peace right now. Alrighty, I'm finally getting back home after that first ride, and my first impression on this thing is it's pretty dang awesome, for sure. Once I got the hang of things and like the kind of power it had, because this thing definitely has quite a bit of horsepower. But once I was able to figure that out, it was so much fun to just cruise and just focus on the journey and the riding versus like the pedaling and riding up and down hills the whole time. So it was really nice to just travel a far distance without having to break a major sweat. So I'm looking forward to riding this again. I gotta find another excuse to hop back on, but yeah, so much fun. All right, day 2 with the Himiway. I thought I'd catch some sun at the pool, get a tan going on, and what better way to do that than taking my new e-bike. So let's go. Alrighty, so I just got to the pool and I definitely made it in record time. That ride usually takes me about 10 to 12 minutes on my regular bike, and on this thing, it took me maybe 5. Like, it was super fast. So I can definitely see myself using this for a lot of short distance rides for sure. And of course, I got my bike lock on it now because I'm definitely not ready to part with this thing quite yet. So I was quite impressed by how fast this bike got me to the pool. And now it's got me wondering how fast could it possibly get me to work? Because for me to drive usually takes about 5 to 6 minutes, but if I could be taking this thing to work, I'd have a lot more fun doing that than driving. So we're gonna see how long it takes, and yeah, let's go. So I made it safely there, and after timing it, it took me only 5.5 minutes to ride this thing to work. That's as fast as if I were to drive. So this just might be my new go-to ride to get to work. It just depends on how it takes me home, because it will be dark and I will not be able to see as well. So time to get my shift going. All right, so I just got off of work. I'm gonna head home now. I'm a bit tired, so I'm definitely gonna be pulling the throttle most of the time. I did show the bike to a few of my employees and they thought it was the coolest thing ever. They were super impressed by it, so I'm glad they liked it. The real test tonight is how well the light works, if it can illuminate where I'm riding, because I don't want to hit any piles or anything without noting. So let's see how this goes. Just got home safely, and this light is definitely more than bright enough. I mean, this thing is like a car headlight, so I have no worries about if I can see. So I'm thinking I'm going to start taking this thing to work regularly now, because it makes going to work a lot more fun, for sure. Currently taking the Himiway out for a joyride right now. I've been stuck inside all day doing work, so I thought some sunshine and fresh air would do me some good, and having fun. Decided to take the Himiway to work again. Time to go home now. So today I'd like to take the Himiway Cruiser on a nice long ride on the trails. But before that, I want to charge it up real quick. I still got some gas in the tank left, as you can see, but my trip so far on this charge has already been 25.6 miles, and I'm sure I could go farther, but I don't want to test that just in case. So I'm going to charge it up before I hit the trails and have some fun. And they make it real easy to take the battery off. You just pop the key in, twist it, and voila. I can just plug this in the wall, and I just plug this right in here, and we're charging. Cool. And it's been about 3 hours. We're gonna take a look of what charge I have, and looks like we're good to go. We got all green. I will say this little indicator, this little quick read, is really helpful in my opinion. So I can just check my battery real quick without having to plug it in and all that. That's one thing I really appreciate about the design, for sure. And to put the battery back in, it's super easy. You just put it in that little groove first, like so, and then you push and click it in. And you're good to go. So I've come to a stop because I'm feeling a little adventurous right now, and I was thinking, what if I could get this bike to take me across this little like dam area right here? And this water right here is pretty shallow, so I think with these fat tires on this bike, I shouldn't have a problem getting across and up that hill, but let's see what's gonna happen. Woo. Got me right in the water. Easy peasy. Now let's try and get back up on this side, up this hill. My next test I'm gonna take this bike through is how well can I ride along this side of the gully, because the trail's up there, that's what I would usually take. But I mean, heck, let's have some fun with it. I want to get a little adventurous today, so let's take this. So I've finally come to a stop after all that off-roading, and I can tell that when they built this bike, they definitely had that in mind, because I went up hills, I went down hills, I went through sand, I went through mud, and I went through all of it with relative ease. I mean, look at this thing. I did not hold back. It is caked in mud from front to back. So yeah, it's insane. So if this doesn't say Texas, I don't know what does, because just a few minutes ago it was about 100 degrees, sun was out, and I go like half a mile, and now it's about to storm. It's coming for sure. So now my mission is to get home as quick as possible before I get drenched in this almighty rain. The rain has started, and now it's just a mad dash. I am at full pedal assist. I am just trying to get home as quick as possible now. Okay, I finally got home and I am beat. That it was quite the adventure. This bike took me on-road, it took me off-road, it took me through mud, sand, uphill, downhill, through the hot, blazing sun, through the pouring down rain, and I would recommend the Himiway to anybody who needs an e-bike that will get them through anything and everything, because this bike did it for me today, and I am so thankful for that, because I can't imagine getting stuck out there in the rain and just having to call an Uber or something to get home. That would have been embarrassing. This would not have fit in the trunk, clearly. So yes, an absolute beast this bike is.
How was your experience with the Himiway Cruiser?
It was awesome. I absolutely loved the bike, and everything I threw at it, it just took like a champ, and honestly, it was much more than I expected.
What was more than you expected? How much you enjoyed it?
I guess the bike, like the bike itself, like I wasn't expecting to be able to do that much with an electric bike. Like it took me up hills, took me down hills, took me through the water, whatever I wanted to do, I could do it on the Himiway.
What was your favorite part of owning it?
I really just enjoyed the amount of horsepower in that thing. I feel like anything I wanted to do, I could do with it. I didn't really feel held back at all. I'm kind of that person who I'll just get an impulse like, hey, let's try this out. And the Himiway was there for me whenever I wanted to do something a little crazy. So I really appreciated that. I think with all that power, sometimes it became a little bit intimidating. It was kind of hard to find that middle ground, that balance with the speed sometimes. If I just wanted to go real slow, the ramp up was really quick. And that was something I just had to figure out before I felt confident enough to ride it. But once I got that down, I enjoyed it. It wasn't a big deal at all. So one of the last days I filmed, I was coming home from the park, which is about 6 miles away, and it was a bright and sunny day, and on the way back, a storm started brewing, and it just started pouring down rain, and I was flying through that stuff trying to get under some shelter, and it was just so much fun. It was stressful, but the Himiway got me through it, and I really appreciated that, because here in Texas, you never really know what to expect when it comes to weather. So I'm glad the Himiway was there for me when I needed it. Honestly, I feel like with the Himiway Cruiser, the possibilities are endless. I feel fully confident that whatever crazy adventure I want to go on next, the Himiway's coming with me, for sure.